First of all, welcome to the channel and thank you for stopping by. When time permits, please consider subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it. Today we're going to make a change to the bike. This is my Givi windscreen. It's been on the bike for a little over 2 years, and this is the little airfoil from Amazon that I use for highway riding. This has been great. I literally can't complain about it. As long as I remember to bring the little Amazon add-on, this bike has been fantastic for 450 miles on the highway. That said, I am interested in trying something new. And the reason I'm willing to try it out is it's another Givi. Been very happy with this product. Again, no real complaints. But I want to try the Givi Airflow, which is essentially a version of this with another screen that you can mount on and remove as needed. I'm hoping that that will give me just a little better bubble around me of clean space without air. And if not, I can always send it back. Now this is a good look at what I think is the key feature of Givi screens. This right here is all KTM gives you to mount a screen, regardless of how large it is. And unfortunately, most third-party screens just use those two. And it leads to your screen flopping around or vibrating at high speed. By having the two mounts, as well as two more mounts, this is solid. I mean, this is not moving itself, it's moving the entire housing. This is a superior mounting solution, and that's why I'm going with another Givi screen. I really like the way that holds my screen in place. So this is the new Givi base screen. This is comparable to what I have. It's got the same width with probably 3 or 4 inches less height. And it seems to mount right up to the Givi mount I'm already using. So I'm not going to go ahead and replace that. I'll give you a better look of it once I have the screen off, but I'm going to see if I can just mount right up to this. Now once the base is on the bike, this here will slide into the front with these two pieces. So we're going to end up with something looking like that, which does allow for some up and down movement, whereas this is pretty much fixed. I can move it slightly, but not a lot. So let's get to removing things. Okay, a few minutes later, the old one is off, the new one is on. The only difference is we're missing a few inches on top, and it's also not smoke. I thought I'd ordered smoked. Well, now we'll go ahead and try what makes this one different. So in the lowest setting, this actually looks pretty close to where the other screen is, but it does have a lot more options. We can move this to where it's really, really high. I am gonna take this on a ride, see how it does. I'll try it in the various positions, and we'll determine whether it was worth the money. Worth mentioning, with all of the Givi screens, you can order them from Italy, I'd say for about 75% of what you pay in the United States, and that includes shipping. And this arrived in 4 days. So this was quite a bit of a savings. I think it was 240 in the United States shipped, and it was 170 shipped from Italy. And again, waiting 4 days, that's not bad at all. It was definitely worth buying it from Italy. The instructions are only in Italian, but there are pictures. You really don't need the instructions anyway. This whole thing will take you 30 minutes, even if you have to put the bracket on, and it's self-explanatory. So let's try it out. I'll go on a bunch of rides and let you know what I think of it. Okay, so we're at halfway up. It's approximately the same height I was getting out of the other Givi screen and an add-on. Looks like we're getting the same amount of width. Air comes in right about here, air comes in right about there, and it's just above the peak on my helmet. So I'm going to be riding for 2 hours on the highway, well, more like an hour and a half on the highway very soon. So I'm going to pick this back up when I get either to the highway or to the Taconic Parkway I'm on. But right now, halfway seems to be the equivalent of my other Givi screen along with the Amazon add-on. So far, so good. Okay, we are on I-90 in upstate New York, and this is primarily what I bought this for. Right now, it's working as effectively at halfway as my old Givi and a cheap $25 Amazon add-on did. So what I'm looking for now is how much protection from the wind can I get with it all the way up. Because I'm going to tell you, it works well, the other Givi with a add-on from Amazon, but after a couple of hours you do realize you're getting a little tired from being hit on the top of the shoulders and being hit on the top of the head. So I'm hoping that I can avoid some of that. We'll find out once we get up to highway speed. Hopefully while we're still on the on-ramp. Now I'm still feeling a lot of wind. Alright, 75 or 80 is about where I normally travel. And I'm still getting buffeting on the top of my helmet, but I think it's probably due to having my ADV helmet on, which honestly I was hoping that this would put the air high enough at the top that it wouldn't bother it, and for the most part it doesn't. It's just kind of catching it back here. It's certainly an improvement. I wonder if you can even hear me. I mean, right now I'm not hearing a lot of wind, but just the vibration from the engine and the sound coming off my skid plate is pretty loud. I gotta say though, at higher speeds, this is doing pretty well. Let's drop down before I get a ticket. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. It's not as good as I thought it would be compared to how it is in the middle. I'd say it's not significantly better than it is in the middle when it's all the way up. Part of that probably has to do with the speed I'm riding at and the fact that I do definitely have more wind coming in from the side than I had on the regular roads. But hey, that's what you're going to get on the highway, so I'd say this is probably best case scenario. This right here, all quiet air, no problems. I have my vents open. I put them open on purpose to see how much air makes it past this. And honestly, it's not a lot. You certainly would not want to have this up like this in the summer. All right, so I guess the next test is going to be without having the add-on to see how it is. But since I have no place to put that on my 2-hour ride, that'll have to wait for tomorrow. Okay, what we're doing today is checking out the windscreen with just the bottom half. When I originally ordered this, it looked so much like my other 7710 Givi that I was hoping would be the same, but it's significantly shorter. So, pretty much the same side to side, getting about the same shoulder width of protection from the wind. But this right here, the bottom of my screen, that's where the wind is hitting me. It's pretty clean, no problems. This is definitely something I'll use in the warm weather. It's keeping it off my chest, which is the most important part. That really gets you tired after a while, just having your chest beat on. So if you take the top off, it's a halfway decent screen. I'd say it's significantly better than the stock screen, and when it's 90 degrees out, I'll probably be very happy to have it on. Well, I hope that footage was helpful at showing you exactly how much protection the Givi Airflow gives you on a 390 adventure. I found it to be absolutely the best of the 5 or 6 windscreens I've actually tried out myself. I haven't found anything else or even seen any reviews that show the level of protection it gives you from the visor up. It's very common with this bike that if you are using any kind of windscreen, even the taller ones, you're still going to get hit right about here. But with the Givi Airflow, if it's at the 3/4 mark or higher in its setting, it covers right up to here quite well. I think if you're 5'10" to 6 feet, you're going to get a great level of protection from the screen. And if you're over 6 feet, well, you're tall, you're used to hitting things. I don't really have an answer for you, and I don't think any of the windshield manufacturers do either. Well, if you stuck around, I do appreciate it. Thank you, and take care.